Good afternoon, folks. It's another episode of the Gary and Mark Show, and I'm Gary.
And I'm Mark.
And we're coming to you, not live.
But we are alive.
We're alive.
And where are we alive from, Gary?
We are on the porch of Saluda Outfitters and Green River Eddy's Tap Room.
And this is the first time we have been here since February.
Since February.
And they are a major sponsor.
They are.
Well, we are glad to be back here.
Yes, we are.
And we've got two guests we'll introduce in just a minute. But,
yeah, we do.
Want to give just a couple quick shout-outs.
Okay.
We had a contest at our last episode, and we gave away this really nice copy of a book, investing book, by one of our friends.
Yeah.
And so I want to shout out to David of Birmingham, Alabama.
He needs that book.
He does. And
he's
then
a lawyer.
He is.
Yeah.
He was the first one to send in
his
entry form, and Monica
Barrios
was number two.
Number
they both
two.
got a copy, autographed copy. So, Gary, you got any of those dates in history for us?
Okay, dates in history, August 15. We're going to kind of avoid conflict and bombings and go to fun stuff.
I like fun stuff.
1965, Beatles played sold out at Shea Stadium. 1969.
You weren't there, were you?
No, I was not there. I was still struggling to pass my driver's test at age 16, and I flunked it 4 times.
No, you're kidding about that.
No, I'm not.
What was the written part or the driving part?
The driving part.
So what
4
did you
times.
do? What did you mess up?
The first time I was at a clean run going, you have the turnaround where you back into a street and you pull out.
Oh, that'd be hard.
And when I backed in, the right rear tire touched the curb.
I do that all the time.
And that if you touch the curb, automatic failure.
You had a tough instructor.
His name, I'm not making this up, Officer Nutgrass. He flunked me twice.
He's probably not with us on Earth anymore.
Don't know where I'm not going to pass judgment.
Okay.
So I still didn't have my driver's license. All my buddies did. But we'll move now to August 15.
Okay.
1969. My first summer at Camp Montana. And also, this was August 15, the day Woodstock began.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll leave it with those two.
And that's two good things.
1971, Nixon did a wage and price freeze, but we don't need to.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, we had a big event in history just the other day here in North Carolina.
Yeah, we did.
And tell us about that. Maybe they know about this.
Yeah. The earthquake.
August
Yes,
9th.
sir.
You heard about that?
I didn't just hear about it. I felt it.
Well, I was out with my dogs. I told you on email. I did not feel anything, and you think I would have being outdoors.
Did the dogs? I've been told that the dogs had premonition that there would be, some
What
kind
time
something.
of day was it? Maybe?
About 8:10 in the morning.
Right.
8:20.
No, we weren't on the trail. Okay, I was in the house. Maybe I was still sleeping.
See, I'm indoors at the kitchen table, and it just seems like it's moving a little bit. But if you've seen pictures from Sparta, the epicenter, big cracks in the
Really?
road, chimneys
Really?
falling down, a lot of broken glass.
And that's a couple hundred miles away, isn't it?
No, it's up near North Wilkesboro.
So not that far.
Yeah.
Well, we've had them before, but, we survived, right?
Well,
Big event.
so far, COVID, earthquakes,
Okay.
torrential downpours.
Been a rough summer,
Yeah.
spring. Well, the main topic today is coming up, but as a lead up to that, on the Country Life with Columbus Mark,
Yes.
I did an episode just last week on the hot dog lady.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, we've had hundreds of email responses wanting to know about that. And one of them was from our guest here.
Oh.
Actually, we only had one email response, but that's from our guest here. See, so if you email, you're likely to be on. So I was talking about this hot dog lady, calling it Country Gourmet, and I'm going to link to a card up. And for people watching us on YouTube, you can find the card and see that episode. If you're listening to us as a regular podcast, I'll put it in the show notes. But so our guest from Greenville, South Carolina, is James Greco. And James is here with his son, Andrew. Say hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Andrew is going into 7th grade, which I can't believe. So does that make you 12 or 11 now?
About 13.
Wow.
It's time for new shoes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. When
Well,
you're 13, you get a new pair of shoes every month, pretty much.
Yeah. So James is going to tell us. He was telling us about a trip he did. Both of them did, and that's where they're here today. And they're going to talk about that for us. So we want to welcome to the show for their first time ever, James and Andrew Greco.
Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Gary. It is good to be here. I feel like this is my first time meeting Gary, but Mark, I don't know if we go way back, but we go a little back.
Well, we go back several years, even though we only worked together for a little bit. Yeah,
I feel like I've known you for a long time.
Well, you might have.
That's the thing about me.
I know.
He's
got
He's
something.
got that going on.
Yep. So when I saw, Columbus Life with Country Mark, and you had the hot dog gal on there. The backstory is I love hot dogs. I've always loved hot dogs.
Who doesn't?
I mean, they're great.
Does
What
Andrew
more
like
could you
hot
want?
dogs?
Yeah, I like the hot dogs.
What's your favorite kind of hot dog?
I will only eat plain hot dogs.
What brand? What's your brand? Everybody has a brand.
I think Kirkland's is good.
Kirkland's? That's like the Costco ones. We're going to get to that. We're a Hebrew national family.
I like those.
Hard to beat those. Anyway, so as a kid, I just have all these great memories of hot dogs and hot dog places. And so and I grew up in Connecticut. And little did I know, the state of Connecticut is sort of known for its hot dog places. And I don't know, it was a couple years ago. I happened to be just working real hard in my office, and I was on YouTube, right, killing time, and I happened to...
Wait a minute, in your office at school working?
Yeah, we're going to leave it vague. We're just going to say I was working.
Some office.
I was working.
Home office.
Yeah, I was,
Home
I was
office.
diligent here.
Yeah.
And I found somebody made a YouTube, I guess it's really a YouTube series called the Connecticut Hot Dog Trail. So, and I was immediately intrigued by that,
Trails.
Yeah, it's like, the historical trails.
And the hot dog trail, all trails lead to the same place eventually.
Well, that's true if you have hot dogs.
That's
to me.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was looking at the list and I thought, I've been to a number of these places. And so I texted my wife and I said, honey, how would you feel if Andrew and I went to Connecticut together this summer? This was a couple years ago. And she said, go for it, right? So, my dad still lives up there and we have some family up there. So, basically, this individual made a series of videos on about 9 or 10 of these historic hot dog places that have been around really post-war. Most of them were founded in the 40s and 50s, and I just said we got to hit it up. And so we deviated a little bit from the actual, like there's, they have a map and a poster, and the member restaurants have them up on the wall and stuff. But we went up, and where was our first hot dog? Do you remember?
No.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It was the Bronx, New York City. It wasn't quite Connecticut. Aaron Judge hit a 2-run shot. We met Uncle Richard.
Oh, we were at the New York Stadium.
Yankee Stadium?
Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
So the idea was we were going to take in kind of the whole corridor, all the great hot dog places. So
Had to go to Nathan's.
we did. We were
Yeah.
at Nathan's Dog and then Yankee Stadium, and then it was up.
So what do they sell for these days in a big stadium like that?
A lot of people complain about big league ball prices at these parks. It wasn't bad. I want to say a hot dog was like $4.50 or $5.
That's not bad.
No. Beer is $9.50. That's where they get you. But the new Yankee Stadium, you can get a porterhouse steak, you can get a roast beef sandwich, you can get salmon.
There's a new New York Yankee
They
Stadium.
built a new one back in 2009.
Well, I don't keep up with baseball.
Sounds like he does.
Yeah. So
Must be a tough year for you this year.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? So
Right.
we've enjoyed this shortened season, and hopefully they can make it. We'll see. Keeping our fingers crossed. So we went. The number we ate, I ate. I think you took one meal off. You were hurting by like day 4. We ate, I think 14 hot dogs in 5 days at various locales in the southern Connecticut region.
And he was 2 years younger, so his stomach was only having one at a time, right? I mean, you didn't eat 2 dogs, did you?
Some places I ate 2, some places I only ate 1.
Ooh.
Well, 3 a day if you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's true.
That's,
Still brought one meal.
We did not find any like
breakfast hot dog.
frittata of hot dog mashed up with potatoes or anything.
Breakfast hot dog.
So it's interesting because you got one of the neat things about kind of the Northeast is you've got some towns that are settled by Poles, and some towns settled by Russians, and some towns by Germans. And so, each place you go to, whether you're in Waterbury or Fairfield, to your listeners, these might be foreign places, but there's a unique spin.
Our listeners are from all over the world.
Oh, great. I love it. So if anybody's from the Northeast,
we do have a bunch up there.
Super Duper Weenie in Fairfield. They make it unique with your own ingredients. And so that was neat to kind of take it in, but also to revisit it for the first time since I was 17 or 18.
So just the two of you? I thought your whole family went.
No, it was just the two of us.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Great father.
Mom would have made us eat healthier.
Mm-hmm. So you ate lunch and dinner, or sometimes you went out to dinner or something else?
Well, 14 dogs in 5 days. Yeah.
Okay,
you
have
gotta,
to do, yeah.
Yeah, there was some mid-afternoon.
So you're saying
snacks
14
too.
dogs? You mean 14 different places in 5 days?
Nah, it was more like it was about 10 places,
Okay.
maybe 9 places. And then the highlight was why don't you tell them about Louie's lunch in New Haven?
Oh, that was pretty good. It was the classic. Basically, it was the classic burger.
All right, so segue. We're not limited to just hot dogs. Louie's Lunch, founded in 1892, started serving the very first hamburger in the nation in 1895. Tell Mark and Gary a little bit about how they do their burgers.
No ketchup, no mustard, no toppings at all whatsoever. They grill like a piece of bread, like 2 pieces of bread, and then make the patty, put them on each other, and then they serve it to you.
And the story goes something along the lines of businessmen came into the shop, 1895, they would grill all kinds of things, and he said, "I don't have time for you to grill a steak. I need you to chop it up finely, whatever you can do, and throw it on some bread. I need to go. I want to be able to hold it." And so that's what they did. They took steak, chopped it up, and so to this day they get top sirloin from 4 or 5 different farms in the area, chop it up, mix it up, they broil it vertically in the broiler, serve it on 2 pieces of white bread. You can have a slice of tomato, and they just added cheese, and that's it. So it was a lot of history.
No toppings.
No toppings.
Was it good?
Excellent. It was perhaps the best hamburger I've ever had.
Not my favorite burger I've ever had, but it was pretty good.
So you say white bread, but it was toasted, you said?
Toasted white bread, yeah.
Well,
And then these are original cast iron grills. It was too cool.
And is it like a crowd of people trying to get in? I mean, it's real popular?
I think it opened at noon. There had to be 30 people in line, and we showed up at 11:30.
Wow.
So it was neat. But, a lot of those places are like that. They just have a following. One of my favorite childhood places is a place called Botsford Drive-In in Newtown, Connecticut, and it's still open. It's been open since the 70s, I think. And it's the same menu, the same prices, everything's the same. Maybe not the same prices, but everything's the same, and it's neat.
Yeah.
So back to the hot dogs. Where was your favorite hot dog?
All right, Mark. So I'm glad you asked this. This is good. So
And your least favorite?
Yeah, my least favorite. Well, I don't know if I had.
There's no such
thing as a bad. Yeah, I was gonna say, what General Sherman said. Maybe it was Grant. I'm not sure. There's never been a good war or a bad hot dog. Right? Yeah. That's, I'm pretty sure he said that. But my favorite hot dog. I'm glad you asked, because after all that hot dog traveling, my conclusion was.
Ooh, I'm glad we are out here on the porch.
Thunder here.
Yeah. Not sure if people can hear the thunder, but
I actually brought back a souvenir for you.
Whoa.
Andrew, would you hold this here?
I don't think I want to see that.
Open that up. We
afraid
we went and collected hot dogs from the trip, so that when people asked, I'm just kidding. This is, in my opinion, the best hot dog you can get.
How old is that?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
This is a Costco $1.50 hot dog, all beef. This hot dog is phenomenal.
Do you work for Costco?
No, but every time I go in there, well, not every time. It makes me feel weird if I say that, but a lot of times I go in there, I tell them about the hot dog tour, and that their hot dogs would be the best if compared to all these great
So
hot
now
dog places.
that's just wrapped in a bun, or it looks like a giant corn dog?
I don't know. Wrapped in a
I see now. I
bun
see it's a
here.
bun. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a pretty big hot dog.
It's a big hot dog.
That's a big hot dog.
Like 9 and 10 inches or something.
Yep. So when I was a kid, I mentioned I wanted to own a hot dog place when I was a kid. I loved hot dogs.
Yeah.
My dream has always been to have a hot dog kind of big enough that you put 2 buns on it, right? You have the 2-handed weenie, right? And just go to town on that side.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you can eat that now if you want to.
Is it still?
He's been waiting.
I want it.
It looks
for
good,
it,
but that's
Andrew.
plain. He likes his hot dogs plain.
You know, my daughter, she hot dog world Hendersonville, always foot long, nothing but ketchup, just ketchup.
That's
it.
all. I mean, they have other stuff, but that's what she
That's what
gets.
she always foot long. I mean, she's 32 now, but when she
she's
was
a
12,
teacher.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. What do you teach?
Well, I'm an administrator now.
Yeah.
I was a history teacher for a
Hey,
long time.
that's my daughter. Teaches
You know what?
social
Guess where
studies.
he's from?
Well, he's Connecticut.
No.
Where am I from?
Well, wait a minute.
I was
Oh,
born-
No, never mind. He was just over there from
Oh,
Kentucky.
okay.
He's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Kentucky. Gary's from Kentucky.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I got her guessed wrong.
Well,
I majored
Kentucky,
in I
Connecticut,
love history.
it's the same letters, right?
Yeah.
It's- Wait, close.
Yeah. Love history.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about your favorite dog other than Costco.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right, favorite dog is it's called Botsford Drive-In. It's in Newtown, Connecticut, and
Newtown.
yeah, and right there on Route 25. And that was the best one. A close second goes to a place called Super Duper Weenie in Fairfield, yeah, it was really good. And I don't know, there weren't any that I thought were not tasty. They were all good. I prefer them broiled instead of grilled. Some of them grill them, and it's always a 50-50 if they overdo them. But yeah,
so you ever thought about starting a hot dog tour in
every
South
day.
Carolina?
Every day.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to offend any of our listeners because I know there's some real faithful adherents to some of Greenville's kind of local hot dog establishments, but I haven't found the one yet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to have your pizza place, you got to have your hot dog place, your burger joint. I haven't found the one. So
Of any of those or of the hot dogs?
no, the hot dog. Yeah.
So where's your favorite pizza place in Greenville, just offhand?
Oh man, favorite pizza? Probably Sidewall Pizza. What do you think?
Sidewall.
Yeah, Sidewall's good.
Cool.
And it's funny. It's like
Andrew has already gone through 2/3 of that.
He's a
hot
growing
dog.
kid.
Yeah, man.
Almost
He's
13.
heading
it's
into
going right to
second
his
grade.
shoes.
and he should be on video, so
Yeah,
we'll be posting
that's
this on
good.
YouTube. Yeah, so wave to the people, Andrew. They
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
you. Yeah, your friends.
He seems.
Yeah,
pretty,
he's gonna make this go viral
There
when
you
you
go.
send this to your buddies. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's one of those things too. Again, Connecticut's one of those boring states. People, if you're from there, it's like, okay, what? It's again, no offense to Delaware, but it's like the same deal. It's this little state.
They got nice rocks.
They
big
got great rocks.
They
There you
great
go.
I got a couple of friends up there.
And-
big rocks.
One of the things I'm reminded of is, you don't get clam chowder in Tucson, and you don't get pizza in South Dakota. I'm sure they've got great clam chowder and pizza in wherever, but certain places just do certain foods right.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess one of the things I came away with is appreciation for kind of local perfection, right?
So, was there any hot dog so bad on the tour you would say, "I wish I hadn't
No
gone
way.
to that"? All of them
No
were
way.
good.
All of them were good. And it's funny. I probably get in trouble saying this out loud, but I think I do better work after a hot dog. If I'm doing yard work and I'm dragging, I go. If I have a hot dog for lunch, I come back afterward and I am moving. So
Does the school ever serve hot dogs? I can't remember ever
they
having
do.
hot dogs.
Yes,
they do
They do have hot dogs.
during the
Only like
regular
once or
luncheon, or
twice a
just when
month.
they put the grill outside?
They do part of the regular deal. Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else to tell us about that hot dog tour?
It's worth checking out. Go on YouTube.
So you still can get the info.
Go on YouTube. They've got a series of videos. They're like 90 seconds or 2 minutes each. You meet the owner. You see the restaurant. And if you're driving from New York to Boston, or if you're up in that area, stop by, check one of those places out.
So James is also a big woodworker.
Ah,
He does all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And self-taught.
So,
Well, not really.
Nobody's really self-taught, right? It all rubs
Well,
off.
you look
somebody.
at YouTube videos.
I do
and-
the YouTube. I worked for a carpenter in college, which when he introduced himself as a carpenter, I didn't think those existed still. And sure enough, he was older guy, and we did a lot of like colonial restoration. So
wow.
one of the first jobs we did was we were re-roofing cedar shingle roof
Yep.
on a barn that apparently it was an 18th century barn. Apparently Thomas Jefferson commented on when riding through that area.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, who knows if that's true?
Yeah. Well, why not go?
Why
with
not
it?
go with it, right? You know, Alexander Hamilton might have spent the night there too.
You
We don't
never know.
You never know.
Could have
Nice.
spent the night here.
Nice shakes, he said
Yeah,
as he went by. Man, those are some nice.
Well,
shakes.
I want to thank you for telling us
Yeah,
about
man.
that tour.
It's been such a
That's
pleasure to
cool.
be here.
You'll need to.
I'm big fans of yours, so this is kind of
There
like
you go.
I don't want your autograph, but
No.
I'll take a free beer. So
And that's part of our package here.
It is.
So before we close this episode out, though, as we often do when we have a guest, and I didn't know Andrew was coming, so I can make good on this later, but we're going to make both of you, and you'll be the youngest ever,
I'm getting goosebumps already.
the most recent graduates of the Gary and Mark Podcasting University. Gary will make the diploma presentation.
My heart swells.
It does. Oop, and the stickers fell out, but we'll hand those to him in a second.
stickers.
Hang on.
Yeah, we
I'll
give
get
you
your-
we give you a frame with this. yes.
Thank you, Gary.
Dun, 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 dun.
So,
Look at that, Andrew.
and we're going to give Andrew
Man,
one.
can
There
I
we go.
put this on my resume? Is this going to
Oh,
count?
You know
What
what?
do you guys think?
Stick that wherever you think it would be best.
Okay.
And the Gary and Mark Podcasting University decal.
Nice.
And this, often confused with
Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island, but no,
Rabbit Island.
Rabbit
right.
Island,
So you now
a
are
state of mind.
proud
Oh, this is
owner,
great.
proud owner of a BS from Gary, and with extra honors.
Yes, it's something that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
appreciate.
Goes great with hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yes.
with extra honors.
Extra honors.
There you go.
And not only that, and I'm going to send you one. I can send it via email, PDF, and print it out on
There you
paper.
go.
Okay. But
Save on that
we'll,
ink
We'll
mark.
give them the stickers today, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Give you 2 sets of stickers. But you, James, we can think of something for him. We had this great university that you're now a graduate of, Gary and Mark Podcasting University. Your school, I won't mention the name here on the radio because, but your school could take lessons from us.
Yes.
Because before COVID-19, we were the trendsetters, you would say,
The point of the spear.
of of distance learning.
Distance.
We are the only university in America, maybe the world, where you can enroll and graduate in the same day,
I love it.
sometimes the same hour.
Yeah.
Depends on if I'm by the computer when
Right.
your application comes in. There are no books.
No.
We got swag. He's got
Yeah,
part of-
swag.
Yeah,
If you're in your own home, you don't have to wear a face mask.
you don't.
No.
There you
And
go.
we are
You don't have
graduate.
to wear anything.
So-
you could be wearing nothing and graduate.
I bet some of our graduates have.
We'll just let
but
them keep
but
it to
we have a camera
themselves.
now, so I'll just say
We're
they're
wearing
both
clothes.
clothed.
We're
Yeah,
fully,
We're all
yeah, fully
clothed.
dressed.
Here.
In fact, I have a picture of a sign on my blog that said, guys, it said, mask optional or not required, clothing urged. It's on his sign, so I just posted that. But not only are you're a graduate, but we're going to invite you to be a part of our faculty.
Oh boy,
You
we're
know,
That
going
would
to give
be
you
great.
option of 2 jobs.
Ooh, I'm excited because I was going to actually ask this.
Oh, you have a
similar
job
que-
in mind?
Well, I was thinking the show didn't have a food critic.
A food critic. I was going to put you in charge of culinary arts, but
Dangerous, but
Well,
okay.
couldn't that
option
go
number one.
together? And woodworking.
and woodworking. I was going to originally was going to be dean of students. We don't have a dean of
Who
students.
needs a detention?
Well, we have
Gary
a
might
security.
need-
We have DD
You got-
as security
We
officers.
Dee Dee's head of security.
She
She's
takes-
also head of insecurity.
That's
I
right. She
gotcha.
takes care of dean's stuff work.
Yeah.
So culinary arts, woodworking, and whatever other thing.
Yeah.
Critic,
Hot
food critic.
Hot
Well,
dog.
you know, one of these days maybe I'll have you come down to the shop and we'll do some spoon carving.
What does that mean?
We'll carve some spoons.
Oh, okay.
Oldie timey,
Oh, cool.
hand tools.
Yeah.
all
You,
good.
I am a slow student.
It's all good.
Yeah, me
Very slow
woodworking.
student.
That's why they made quarter round.
I love it.
You know, to cover up my.
Is that what that is?
Caulk is a carpenter's
So
best friend.
I don't. So Andrew, just want you to know, buddy, you are the youngest graduate ever.
Ever.
Yeah, we have a couple in upper
Wow.
school at, well, one not. I don't think he's at Carolina doing any. I mean, not at school anymore, but he's the youngest graduate. So you know what? You could save your dad a lot of money right now and don't even go back to school because you already have your Bachelor of Science or BS degree.
I guess I'm buying you that boat after all.
There you go.
Think on the money you'd say.
Yeah. Doogie Howser here.
There you go. We probably have a master's in a year from now.
He probably could.
You could be running this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Well, I want to thank both of you for being here.
Thank you guys. This was a lot of fun.
Been a great show.
Yeah. Let me point out.
Oh, you got something to point
Well,
out,
just
Gary?
Our director of triathlons and women's athletics, Spring Briggs, had an appointment yesterday in Bluffton. That's a 4-hour drive down near Savannah. She binged listened to 3 of our podcasts.
She deserves more stickers.
Well, I said, are you going to be able to stay awake? And she countered with, I just hope I don't get stopped for speeding. So
that's because it was so fun. She's
I
lost.
guess so.
That's well. You know, we need to get her on the show.
Yeah, we do.
And you know, Don Solomon is
Oh,
our
yeah.
director of athletics.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Well, any call on football this fall for you guys? What's the
Well,
deal?
have you heard anything from him?
you
No,
doing?
I think he's still working hard on
I think the ACC is going to follow your
distance.
lead.
We're going to have like maybe distance athletics.
That's true. Everybody, yeah, just like they have those marathons where you run on your own, report your times or something. I don't know how that works,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah.
you can pay to run in your own neighborhood.
Well, it's been a good episode.
It has.
I'm getting Andrew his own sticker, so you
There
both
you
have
go.
a set.
There
you
you
both
go.
have a set. Don't you have a
Yeah.
car, Andrew? You don't have a car
He's got
yet?
a go-kart.
Oh
There you
man,
go.
Terrorizes the squirrels of the neighborhood.
they're
There
good.
you go. So, want to thank you for being on, Gary. It's been
Yeah.
a good show.
It's great to be back here.
It
Salute
is.
Outfitters
It has
on
been
the porch.
months. Oh, we got to thank our sponsors, though.
Yeah, we do.
All right, thank him, Gary. It's the
Let's
first couple of them.
Salute Outfitters.
There you go.
And Green River Eddy's Tap Room.
He used to mess that up at the beginning. He's got that down now.
Yeah, Big Whizz Pocket Buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see. What
LJ
else?
Myers and his White Dove
White
professional
Dove
releases.
And
Yep.
Rabbit Island Resorts.
You got it.
There you go. Is that
So,
it?
That's it.
Okay.
We will look forward to seeing everybody in the next episode.
Yeah.
All right. Oop, I didn't mean to hit the toilet flush button, but that kind of fits, you know.
Boy,
All right.
I saw a funny scene on my way here.